What's good, world family? It's your boy Unico Williams back with another episode of What's the Trend? Man, you know, it's a lot of vaccine talk out there. Man, a big weekend in NFL. NBA, you could be going to jail. Also, we got some Twitch snitch. I don't know what's going on over there, but we're going to talk about it. But you know, I couldn't do it without my boy, Zell, mate.
We are here, you know, we looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And we out here doing our thing. You know, we got, as Joe said, we got a lot to talk about. We gonna get straight back into it. We're gonna start off with a little NBA news.
OVR.
Joe, tell me a little bit about the NBA news. What's going on, my guy?
I got the first NBA news. Are we playing rain on this right before the NBA? Y'all know I love to talk about our intros, man. I love to talk about our intros. Man.
I don't even know what this. I think it's just a regular overall now because I ain't never made a What's the Trend intro. I need to get on that.
Is this a Wait? So where's the water at? When do we do rain now?
That's What's New 99. It's gonna be in our ASMR channel that you could go sleep to. I'm gonna put that up this Sunday. Go sleep.
Wait,
all right.
So we had a fire background on Keep It 99.
Well, not overall 99 ET is just the regular fire. That's what we're gonna probably put it into.
Wait, remember we had the background that was fire, right?
Yeah, the regular overall 99, just the logo.
And then like the intro was the water. Anyway, hey, look. Speaking of intros, man, had a great episode of For the Fans the other day. Oh man, that was fun. That Sora drop, man, that was good convo. Even if you somewhat of a casual player that used to be a pretty good player, but a casual player like myself, you know, you'll pick them up. You know, I pick it up. Yeah, if it's a game going, I'll play. I think I can be competitive, but you know that we keep up with it a little bit, and that was cool to talk about Sora. We had some very good points there. But you know, watch those things. Zell reacts. That's coming. Maybe you already saw it. I'm not sure the schedule anymore. I gotta go back to the kitchen to check the schedule. But what else we got, man? It's man. Do you hear me? We got Twitch. We got Backseat Gaming. Man, the channel's lit right now, man. So I appreciate everybody that's listening. But also we appreciate everybody that's liking and subscribing to the channel on YouTube. Because I mean, I know y'all love to see my beautiful face, and I know y'all love to keep a tab on Zelmay's his haircut cycle. I personally enjoy doing that. It's always random too, man. It was super random. So at any rate, yeah, man, NBA. Let's get into it. I'm gonna give a quick overview and then go for it, please. So Canada said, I don't care if I'm in your NBA association. I don't care if I'm in your association. You gotta play by our rules. So when you go to Toronto and play against the Raptors, what's left of the Raptors, which I actually have a pretty good thought about that. It makes sense now at this point. But you go to Toronto, you got to follow the rules. So if you're unvaccinated and you come to Canada, you have to play by the unvaccinated rules. You can't leave that hotel and go out with the team and do stuff. If you do, you are subject to going to jail.
6 months.
You go to jail, and you can also are subject to a $750,000 fine. Could be both. It depends on the judge. If the judge is like, hey, you knew what it was when you came up here and you still had to go to the 6 and run with Drake. Oh my God, Drake. That's a huge caveat. What if Drake starts enticing people that are unvaccinated in NBA, like to make them lose out? That's what Canada is saying. What you think about that, Zell, man?
First off, just imagine it'd be like, what you in for? You got 6 months. What you in for? I left my hotel.
I left the team hotel.
If you Kyrie
Shout out to A.
You Kyle Kuzma? By the way, for everybody that said America taking your rights away, all they do is like, hey, bro, you just can't get a game check for one in them stadiums. So, okay. Canada be like, nah, fam. Y'all got it good over there. You go 6 months in prison over there. You can play. We don't mind. But if you don't quarantine, take the test and do what we say, you go to jail. Yo, if I was I would say 95% of the league being vaccinated is okay, but it's kind of like what if look? I think they made that rule just in case LeBron wasn't vaccinated before he announced it. Like, hey, LeBron,
That's fair.
you ain't
Yeah.
vaccinated. We gonna LeBron got beef with Toronto.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Something
you
like
got
that.
beef with Toronto. You gonna
It's like
send?
Boston, but
You got
he's
that.
fine.
They had that rivalry every year. There be one seed and LeBron just sweep them. That's eliminating the problem right there. Give them 6 months. The finals will be over. Get rid of Kyrie too. Brooklyn got a chance to beat Brooklyn. Yo, this is planned, dog. It's a pandemic, dog. Yo, they gonna watch. That's gonna be the one. That one where you're gonna out of everything we just said over the last week. That's gonna be the one that. That's gonna be the one that get the yellow check mark. Like, bro, did you hear what Tori said?
Please fact check. Oh, which one did he say?
Like just a fan about the bang about playing Smash, bro. So I'm like, that's out of all the things that we done said, that's the one they get.
That's gonna be the one. But listen, just do your homework and just X the little notification you get when you click on the video. Just X it out. You ain't got to read it because we ain't talking about it like that. We just talking strictly basketball.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good point. That that's people aren't looking at the differences of how other people is looking at it in the world. Because think about it. There was a whole video of people in India like, get your ass back in their house, hitting them with sticks and stuff like. Get your ass back.
Treating them like they was at the border out here, boy. I tell you.
Man, we saw every video in the world back during them days, in the before time. Man, or in the after time. Man, that was or the before time the scene came out. And man, that was one of the funniest videos I ever seen. Get your ass back in that house. So you got people like that, and then you got people in Toronto that's like, no, bro, we'll go to jail. And can't nobody pardon you or come get you or nothing like old Trump went and got that ball boy. Can't nobody come get you from here. You got to go to jail, but you're gonna probably eat good. It's probably gonna be the best jail you ever been to.
Pretty good old jail. You gonna get it, baby, eat steak dinner and all that stuff. What you mean, man?
Etouffee, real good French food. That's where they about to eat good over there. If you go to jail, but hopefully that 2%, 3% of NBA players that aren't nated up, hopefully they don't have to go through that. Stay your ass in that hotel room, man. Don't go out there trying to have no good time because Toronto's a beautiful city.
It is. It's amazing. That's one of my list to go.
Man, imagine imagine this if you don't mind. Walk with me, if you will. You see one of the most beautiful yellow girls, mixed girl you seen in your life, and then she come up to you and say, "Omelette du fromage." Man, that's going. I got to leave that. I got to leave that hotel room. I'm gonna risk 6 months.
Oh, who was that? Who was that in the NFL? They got kicked off the team for that with the Chargers. Remember that story? I don't know if I was you. You wasn't with me then. That's when I was just doing random stories. Was we together? Was that before I met you? When I did that story on the dude ran out at the Chargers and he got like he went out there to meet old girl in training camp.
No.
Yeah, and he had it in the car and he's like, you ain't supposed to have people on this campus. So they kicked him off the team. He was a rookie.
I know something like that happened in a bubble for sure.
It was with the Chargers too. He got kicked off the team though. He was with the Chargers or the Raiders. It's one of them teams.
We saw somebody from Houston get kicked out the bubble for that.
Yeah.
So
he got suspended, but
yeah,
he got suspended and missed a bunch of good playoff games. But he was important. This dude didn't even make the roster, so that's how I know it's different. So
I gotta ask. You know what? I remember. I'm starting to remember it, man. Y'all should help me find it out. Go back and people that haven't subscribed, go back and subscribe and go back to some of our older videos during the pandemic or the dim. Yeah, the dim. No, then they might start flagging us for political talk. But at any rate, yeah, man, go back there and let us know what episode that was, because I do kind of vaguely remember that. But I gotta say this, and I also want you to go in on this, Zelme. In some people's eyes, going out and possibly potentially infecting the someone else. I mean, that's like almost attempted murder or some kind of like reckless murder or something like that. I don't know. Like that's some people see it like that.
That's a
If you
endangerment,
believe
maybe.
you be a carrier and potentially make somebody risk it, we all know that the scene is not 100% effective or whatever. Some people do still carry it, if you will. It is what it is, but you have a better chance of carrying it. So the thing is, some people may look at it as some kind of like some kind of attempted murder. Your thoughts?
On that end, it's all we had this happen in Raleigh, and I think that woman should have got attempted murder. But the problem with that, the reason I say that with her specifically is because she knew she had it, and she just was going places. I'm like, okay, you trying to infect people on purpose when you know you got it. It ain't like, oh, I didn't know I had it. I was just going out anyway, unvaccinated or whatever. I didn't know I got it or spreading it or whatnot. She on purpose knew she was going out there spreading. She was out there telling people. She would just like cough around people like, yeah, I got COVID today. Like what? Like see that you see the difference. Like if I actively know I got it and just spreading it like
There's
that.
definitely a different place in the bylaws for you for sure.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. But if you don't know you had, it's kind of hard to just like punish people for not knowing what they don't know or something like that.
True.
Yeah, so it's like somebody might never had it. According to Kyle Kuzma, he had it twice, so he don't have to get it no more because it didn't make sense what he said, and even for the people that unvaccinated and disagree, what he said was stupid. My guy told us that he got it twice, so he's immune to it now because his body. I'm like, bro, you got it twice. I think that's telling you, dog. Your body is not built and immune to it. You got it twice already. After the first time.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, so you get it twice. You can get it 3 times. So therefore, you are not. Your body doesn't make. Maybe yours does. Maybe yours does. I don't know, but his obviously didn't. So I don't know what his logic is. Like I don't like stupid excuses. Just be like, hey man, I don't trust it. It is what it is. Some seem fishy. They did it too fast. Blah blah blah. Okay. I don't subscribe to that. I have my own logic. Like I said, when I saw the people on Fox News get it, and my logic says when the people that tell me that don't get it behind the scene, I probably should get it. Isn't that sound logic? Like that's
I and here's the dumbest thing I heard on Twitter this week. Here's the tweet that pissed me off this week. It was, oh, so I guess we're going to stop. Fast food isn't healthy, so I guess McDonald's should shut down. So maybe we should just suggest that. I was like, no, nobody's going to say that. We're just going to say, have healthier behaviors to make healthier choices. Like, yes, obesity is a problem. So you should make choices to make sure that you're not obese anymore. You have diabetes. You should do things to make it so that you don't have diabetes anymore
now.
or as bad effects.
Well, according to my First Amendment brothers, I gotta defend them. If your doctor say your sugar too high and you want that candy, you go get that candy because you want that candy. It's your right. It's your God-given right to eat that candy. It's your God-given right. How dare that doctor tell him not to eat candy? Talking about your sugar too high. God got you. If it's meant for you to go, you gonna go, Joe.
Why would he put it in somebody's brain to make candy if he ain't want us to have it?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's your First Amendment right to eat that candy. Yo, I saw that, by the way. And by the way, that makes completely no sense at all because your First Amendment right is clearly freedom of speech. I don't know what candy or taking a vaccine got to do with your First Amendment right.
First of all, as a First Amendment auditor watcher, I don't do it, but I think it's cool. As somebody that watches people walk around with a camera all day and say that they depressed when they going into government buildings, not doing shit, but just holding the camera. As somebody that understands the First Amendment, freedom of press, it's also freedom of speech and freedom of religion. So if your religion says like, yo, you don't need to put foreign objects into your body, I think you need to start like, maybe looking at yourself. But at the same time, you don't have to, because that's your right. But don't use the first. Don't ever use, because this right here is the First Amendment.
Yes. So
this show right here, like and subscribe, share, tell your friends. This the First Amendment, baby. It's
tell
gonna
us
get
we're
as good as
stupid because we don't know nothing in the comments right now because you disagree with us. And tell us the reason you disagree and spread that First Amendment all through my comments right now. I need that.
But the only caveat is that you could never have gotten school shots before. If you've gotten school shots before, you're 100% not included
Now,
in
if
this
it's
conversation.
mRNA, we never had that before, Joe. That's something new.
School shot, none of that. You should,
You know what I'm saying?
even if you take blood pressure pills or something, you're not included in it. Man, if you took Flintstone vitamins, I don't want to hear it. So with that being said, I got to move into another right, the right to get money.
A lot of NBA scamming going on and rules going on, huh?
Scamming is just such a beautiful thing, because they found a way to scam. And from what I've been, quick breakdown. So first of all, a whole bunch of people that you was like, they pretty all right, NBA players, found a way to scam themselves at least $4 million. One of the silliest dudes in the world actually came up with this, up out of this list. Who was it? Whose idea?
We have Tony Allen. I don't remember whose idea it was. Tony Allen was in it.
About it.
Who else was in this? Tony Allen.
It was somebody that didn't have no business talking to these people.
Chris
like
Douglas
I'm looking.
Roberts was in this list. Big baby Glen Davis was in this list.
Like, okay, so let me break it down before I start joning on people. So they got arrested. 16 of 18 people got arrested today. Former NBA players. They got arrested federally for defrauding the NBA's health and welfare benefit plan out of approximately $4 million. So basically there was this thing like, hey, something happens to you after sports, like you need to get a filling in your tooth, or you got arthritis, or you got cavities. I don't know, anything that basically your insurance wasn't covering, you paid for it, the NBA writes you a check for it. So these people on this list here, they decided to work with somebody that could write up these invoices to send to the NBA, and the NBA was just going for it. So it's like, here, bet, here's some money. Okay, you got a filling. And the reason I keep saying the teeth filling, two of these people on this list, got the same 6 teeth filled in. And the funny part about it was that they actively, on the date that they said they had it done, they was playing in Taiwan. Like, there's footage of them playing in Taiwan at the time that they said that they got this done. So a whole bunch of knuckleheads, they got together and they got probably roughly 200,000 a piece or something like that out on this list. So they're facing some court stuff. We saw a video of Big Ben, Glen Davis. He was on a private jet. He had a suitcase full of money in his Boston ring, and he was talking about, hey, don't worry about it, we're gonna beat the case, but I'm gonna have my day in court. Yeah, he probably did it, but allegedly. But with that being said, man, what do you think about this before I go into like the tier of people that actually probably had to pull this scam? I mean, Sebastian Telfair comes to mind.
Yo, when you do this, Mississippi On has been caught in the NFL with this same case. I did a story on it, What's New 99. Clinton Portis was involved in one of these with the NFL. So now it's the NBA's turn. So yeah, they basically, what they doing is saying they had surgeries or whatever, told the NFL, the NFL got an insurance policy go to them. That's a federal crime. That's like money laundering. Like anybody, if you ever do any healthcare scams, you will go to federal prison because that is like high class danger zone. So it's so you don't want to be money. That's basically when you hear people say money laundering, that's what that is. That's literally you writing up fake. It's the same thing, money laundering, when you have a nonprofit and you say you're going to pay people. That's, for instance, I made a nonprofit, said, hey, we're going to watch polar bears, right? I tell Joe to go out there and record videos on YouTube of polar bear, and I just send it to them. They find out it's just a YouTube video that I sent to them, and then they be like, "Oh, but we paid you to actually go over there because on the ticket you had a right that you getting a plane ride. You had to buy equipment, and you put all this on this so we can send it to you. But you just did a polar bear, and you just kept the money, which is illegal." So that's essentially what they did to the healthcare department. They just said they did a bunch of stuff that they didn't do, and they got paid for it, which is why it's a federal crime because you cannot use insurance or any money laundering. Money laundering automatically go to like federal, sometimes state, but
Can you keep it clear for them and tell them PPP loans?
yeah, they finally starting to catch people now. That's getting all y'all like they ain't caught nobody yet. Nah, I done seen a couple started getting caught the last 2 months now.
They're starting to crack down on the less important stuff. To be honest, okay, a couple of cats bought a couple of Hellcats and more Jordans than they deserve.
Yeah, they getting real serious about this money laundering, so be careful out there. That's just a warning.
Yeah. So so this list comes to mind for me. So Sebastian Telfair as trouble. This is telling me about the NBA as well. I think somebody just caught on to it, and probably somebody at the NBA office has known about this for a long time. I think that the NBA is such a good organization that they just kind of let cats just do what they do, and like whatever. We make a lot of money. What's $4 million? But I'm looking at the players that did this. None of them are max players ever. The closest to somebody that was super duper relevant in this situation, as far as like might get their jersey hung up, is Tony Allen for a Memphis team that's never won a championship. So,
but he gotta act. We're gonna have to give him credit for being defensive player first team because he's the only person on this list with any accolade at all. So, but yeah, Glen Davis got a championship, but a lot of these players probably got a championship. We don't even remember them on the team, so I don't.
That's the wild part about it. A lot of these cats, y'all wouldn't even know. And then the cat that I was talking about that put up 11 put up points in Taiwan, got caught in Taiwan. He scored 11 that day. Like, these are the type of players that was like, we was in the NBA, but man, we used to live in like that quick, $11 million a year kind of lifestyle, something like that. That comes and goes. There's a reason why you playing for a Taiwan team for $60K. But I'm thinking about, let's see who's on. Darius Miles, like cool role player, started pretty well, but didn't last long. Jamario Moon, we thought he was gonna be something.
He was a dunk contest
participant for sure. I mean, we know Eddie Robinson.
Eddie Robinson, he lost weight yet.
He on his way to the league and he ain't do nothing but get in trouble the whole time. I think he may actually be the reason why they said 16 or 18 was arrested is because Sebastian Telfair is already in custody I think he's already serving a sentence right now for something else. I think guns and whatever he was doing in the streets of New York. So with that being said, we had to go get him. He knew this was coming. He might have used that for his lawyer to get him the time.
I still want to know how, like, bro, I looked at the pay of the NFL players and these players, bro, this ain't that much money, bro. You serving 4 or 5 years, possibly, for a crime to just get a few $20K, $30K.
And so, I mean, essentially what you're doing is you're paying the NBA back. But does the NBA care about $4 million?
Well, it's their insurance policy that they took money out of. They could go to they say it can go to somebody else or something else. But yeah, it's not worth it.
Oh, it's a way for the NBA to not have. So it's really quote unquote not the NBA's money, but kind of is.
Yeah, it's just money all the players put in to whatever the healthcare they play the NBA Players Association. This is what I got from the NFL. I don't know the NBA like that. NFL, they pay money to the NFLPA, and like for insurance policy for people like older people, and the NFL pay a lot of it too. So the NBA probably pay a lot of it, and then some players pay some of it or something. I don't know if that's the same for the NBA though. NFL does that. I don't know the NBA's contracts anyway because I was studying Clinton Portis, so I might be wrong on that. Let me know in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Use your First Amendment rights to tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And help my algorithm. Help my algorithm.
Yeah, please.
By hitting that like
So
button.
there's the story. Look it up. What they say after the church house study to show thyself approved. Look at these players because a lot of people that's into the YouTube era and whatnot like that. Y'all probably don't know some of these players. These cats was on NBA Live, NBA Live 07, 08. So Tracy McGrady edition. I apologize for the youngsters out there that don't know Tracy McGrady, but at any rate, so let's
hold on. Let me give a quick shout out. The Rock is releasing his first rap song today. Well, tomorrow for us, but today for y'all listening. So he's dropping his first new rap song. I think he has Tech Nine, King ISO, and Joey Cool on it. So this Friday. So The Rock is releasing his first song.
So y'all definitely need to make sure y'all watch Just a Fan, not only fan, but Just a Fan next week because that's probably gonna come up. But while we on athletes and stuff, what's going on this week? Tonight or or yesterday, if you will. We got Rams versus Seahawks. Some are saying that Matthew Stafford looking like Detroit Lions Matthew Stafford, which I don't even know if that means if that's good or bad, honestly, because I never thought he was bad. But that's a big matchup, in division matchup. And then I don't know who else playing this week. I haven't even looked at the schedule this week, Zell, man.
We got some, like you said, the Rams, Seahawks. That's tonight actually. I should look up that score right now, but they got that score going on. I'm just waiting for it to load up. I've been having phone issue. Let's see what the track is.
I got breaking news right now.
Break it for us, man.
My cousin and my homeboy. I haven't looked at my phone all day because it's just been jacked up. I'm taking a look. As of 10:34 and 10:46 respectively, I've gotten a text message. One saying your boy Geno Smith might get a run, and then someone else said, "Hey, Geno doing his thing." Geno Smith is out there playing tonight.
That is probably not a good sign. We have Green Bay and the Cincinnati Bengals. Green Bay, who you got, Joe?
I gotta take Green Bay. They picked that boy up from the Cowboys that got let go. That was the team captain last week.
Yeah, we got Teddy Two Glove versus Old Man Roethlisberger.
We got Teddy Two Gloves going.
We got
Two Gloves. A good week. Anything with two in it, fingers or gloves, anything with hands. We're having a good time.
Yeah, too bad they ain't playing Jacksonville. Philadelphia versus Carolina. I got Carolina.
I got Carolina. I'm with you on that one.
Tennessee versus Jacksonville. Tennessee. Derrick Henry him and Cooper Kupp is running my fantasy league right now. They get 30 points a week, so we lit.
Oh shit! I forgot I was in fantasy leagues. Were we in week 4 or 5?
In week 5. We have who you had, Joe, for Tennessee Jacksonville. Same thing, Tennessee. Because Urban Meyer's a little unfocused right now.
I think Jacksonville got to win one for him.
So you got Jacksonville.
I told you it's a fraternity down there. It's frat boys down there in Jacksonville.
We got Justin Herbert versus Baker Mayfield.
I say Justin Herbert has the better game, but Cleveland pulls it away as a team.
Yeah, I picked that running game of Cleveland too. We have Chicago Bears versus Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm gonna say the coach is gonna try and get his Raiders back on track to this week.
Yeah, Derek Carr had a good season until last week, but I think he'll pick it up. Big game of the week, probably the game of the week. Nah, I don't know. San Francisco, Arizona. Got Arizona. Kyler Murray on that run right now.
He's feeling good. I like Arizona.
Yeah, and what's the name is hurt. Whatever name is, the one that's always hurt. Trey Lance. And now the rookie, I don't think the rookie had. We got the Cowboys versus the Giants, so I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
Cowboys messed up a good thing, I think. I don't know why Jerry let that boy go like that. So I don't know. I'm gonna toss it up. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna go with Giants.
We got big game of Sunday night game: Buffalo versus Kansas City.
Kansas City had a big pickup this week, so hopefully that's enough to do something with that defense. I think Kansas City turns the ship around.
And then Monday night we got Joe City, Joe State representing.
Yeah.
They finally got their first win. Colts versus Baltimore. Can they overcome Lamar Jackson?
Colts defense is prepared for running quarterbacks. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lamar. I got one that I didn't think about today. So we got another one that just came up that I just realized. First we do have a new sports show coming soon. I'm working it out with my boy Trill. He's gonna do a sports show here every week, and all I'm gonna do is producing because I'm getting tired of talking. That way I can do all the behind the scenes stuff and don't have to talk. So whoever Trill wants on the show, we're gonna come up with a name. We're gonna talk about it next week, Man Cave. So hit that subscribe button. You see the overall 99 media channel right there is showing up. So hit that like and subscribe button. We got a lot of different stuff depending on what you're interested in. And right now we're gonna come up with Dave Chapelle apparently is getting canceled after another show. You heard about this?
I have, and I have my thoughts on it. I think a lot of valid thoughts. I don't. My first thought on it is don't talk about it until you watch it.
A lot of people is just talking. They didn't even watch the show yet.
I'm sick of. It's kind of like how Christianity and church works. Like they'll take bits and pieces of the Bible and take it out, like put it in the context they want to. But like, did you read what he said before that? Did you read what they said like a couple chapters after that? So taking stuff out of context, but basically he said a lot of things that in a sense I agree with. I 100% believe that LGBTQ community is and I'll be as careful as I can about saying this, but it's just a truth that I have. I think that the white part of it, like I'm white and I'm gay, so you need to respect gay people, and then they start their fight there, but they don't really care about everybody else. It's just the fact that I'm white and gay, you know what I'm saying, or I'm white and lesbian, you know what I'm saying. So I'm white and trans, that whole thing. So I do think that that's being used as an agenda. And I don't think that people truly care about everybody in that community. I think that a lot of people just care about themselves. Because if just like black people or minorities or people of color were in the LGBTQ community, I don't think anybody would care. But since like people that are used to being privileged are now or are starting to or being oppressed and whatnot, they don't like that, so they standing up in their own way. So I think that quote unquote whiteness has a lot to do with the movement, and he made some valid points about that, and I don't see what's wrong with that.
Well, first off, everybody ready to be upset about everything everybody else do, even if it's small or insignificant, that don't matter. And his point was, if y'all listen to it, you got to listen to the whole thing, because if you take snippets of it, you're going to hate everybody you ever met in your life. Like, I'm just being honest, because you will not like anybody. You will probably be lonely, and you'll probably be in your own think piece groups until one of them do something that you don't like or they kick you out, because people seem to be really into kicking people out of stuff. Like, hey, you don't deserve this or something. And a lot of it stems from a lot of psychological stuff, but yeah, it's
Let's not forget that people are allowed to speak. We talked a lot about the First Amendment on this show. Some speech will get you in trouble, but I believe there was something that would be said about jokes about how they don't kill black people straight up anymore. They go back at 2012 and say something about a tweet they said and try and cancel you that way. and all that type of stuff, man. I still think at the end of the day, a lot of things is still what black and white issue, black and white issue, man. To be honest, a lot of things we mask it as something else. Like you know how Russia and America was like using Cuba to like fight they battle. Like we don't got nothing to do with it, but they influenced Cuba to be like, hey man, point the missiles at Cuba at Russia, or Russia would be like, point those missiles at the United States. Do it.
And then if you fragment it together,
Well,
outnumbered people in power. Oh, you get positions of power, you get that's a whole nother issue to talk about on another show. But when you get positions of power, and the truth is,
yeah,
a lot of black people don't want to see you succeed anyway. So now you fighting your own because they think they spot that. So now you don't have the numbers, and then everybody else solidified. So it's kind of like so you have your own people that will turn on you real quick. So you got to deal with that part. So they will turn on you just as fast just because they don't want to see you there. And they worried about, oh, if he move, I get my spot up. I'm like, bro, chances are you ain't getting that spot. But that's what people think. So now you ain't together on ideas or thoughts, whereas
that's all it takes.
Whereas every other group in the world is almost solidified, except for African American. Like even other black cultures is solidified more. Well, to be honest, they not, because you got Dominican and Haitian hate each other. But so it's not even that. But any other group is basically from Jewish people to any other group is like solidified together. So
yeah,
and like I said about the Chapelle thing, listen to the whole thing and just don't go off Twitter, because it's actually way more complex in what he say than that one soundbite that everybody seemed to want to push.
There was like a whole special. It's
a lot of it spent on that. So now if you listen to it and you still feel the type of way, cool. I just don't want you just being mad at a snippet you heard and didn't get the whole explanation, because he did explain a lot. Because I'm not here to tell people how to feel. I just don't want you to be feeling away on something you half heard. That's my only thing. Don't take snippets of getting mad at somebody for something that you didn't even really hear. So now you're upset about something that you probably wouldn't even be mad at. Now it's hurting your mental. And that ain't good for you, because I want everybody mental to be good.
Absolutely. And just one more point, and then we can move on to the silly stuff, because this whole episode been silly as hell. And I love it, man. I love when we have these good energy episodes. But I just another thing I want to say, man, is that's how we get into a lot of situations we get into. This is how I operate on Twitter. I read something, it ignites some kind of emotion into me, so I go study. And then after I go study it, then I come back and tweet what I think about it. I don't just retweet and be like, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, he shouldn't be saying stuff like this. I retweet and be like, I'm going to say, yeah, man, that was wild, man. That whole thing was wild. Or I'm going to come back and say, did you even watch it? So, make sure you study, man. Don't come on there and look and be foolish. And what's our favorite word? We do not want to be the main characters on Twitter that day. Never want to be a main character on Twitter, because that's usually a bad thing.
By the way, if you disagree and have information that we don't have, everybody know if you watch this, I'm very open. So if you convince me, I'm convinced. I don't believe in this, I'm a hard stance person in what I believe no matter what. I am very open in what I believe, because if you can convince me, that means you actually have a argument that's convincible. So please use your First Amendment rights to convince me if you actually heard and read. And if I agree with you, I agree. Me and Unico actually had a conversation on this a long time ago. So, well, not a long time ago. It was about a few months ago. So it's a whole in-depth situation where I ask questions and blah, blah, blah. And people talk. By the way, watch Backseat Gaming. Shout out to the LGBTQ community on that show, by the way. And the women, because I gave a show so they can voice their thoughts on Twitch and everything else. because I think it's needed. Everybody should have a place to state how they feel and their emotions, and everybody should be heard. And then if you proven to be silly, we can ridicule you, but you'll be heard at least, and then we'll just throw you out the table because you talking crazy. You ever had that friend that just talk too reckless and you just can't be around him no more? Every time you around a girl, he just say every secret you had and just talk crazy. That probably is jealousy, but
dap it up.
yeah, you like, bro, we cool, bro. I can't go with you though. You know what I'm saying? But we got one final topic. Speaking of Twitch, like I said, go watch Backseat Gaming. You'll learn how people have fear and how women feel about going on Twitch, and how sometimes gay people feel scary. Because I promise you, my guy Mario, he'll tell you. I don't know. He'll tell you one week on how every time you get in there, they kind of call him the F word. You know what I'm saying? And every time I get on there, they call me the N word. So there's a lot of similarities. So.
But that's not funny.
I just want to tell you that we got it's commonality. You know what I mean? And he like Hispanic too, so they be racist too. So there's a lot of different stuff going on in gaming world. So I wanted to give people a platform to express themselves, let other people understand that they understand what they're going through in this content creation world, because it's scary. So I made Backseat Gaming specifically for people who feel like they're in the backseat. So that's a good show, by the way, too. You'll learn a lot. You learn a little bit about me, too, that I can express myself. And then we got one, and I wanted to bring that, Unico, because our last topic is about Twitch. So, apparently, I'm going to inform everybody, apparently Twitch got hacked. And it could have been our guy, Tori, because it was everybody in a big old spreadsheet. What everybody made in like the top 10,000, what they made on Twitch was exposed. I'm like, why is this list so long, and why do you have all 10,000 people on here? What they made on 4chan? Like, why is it? Like, why are you on 4chan exposing how much people make? Like, okay. What are your thoughts? Is it crazy? They also changed your stream key, so you gotta change your stream key now. Now they're apparently sending me emails every time 100 people go live that I follow, which I try to get out of, but they reset it. So now I'm apparently getting emails every time anybody go live, which is kind of upsetting me. But yeah, company. So this topic is gonna be Unico about how these people on 4chan always gets leaks and hacks. 2, what is Twitch doing and what the companies doing and why they keep getting hacked. And 3, some of these streamers are rich. So what are your thoughts?
So much comes to mind. Like, I'm thinking about the Chads of the world, and the Chads is they really not. Yo, they ain't it ain't like it used to be.
Yo, them white dudes dominating.
Now hold on, let's talk about this. Now those people that didn't used to be Chads, they're now Chads.
Oh yeah.
When y'all used to hate Chad. You know what I'm saying?
Heavenly Controller.
Like, nerds back in the day. Now they got bands and millions, and they acting real brand new, real unfamiliar. So, I mean, that's saying a lot about how like people be trying to stand for stuff, and then as soon as you get to be in the hierarchy, you know, maybe your values change a little bit. Also, man, 4chan is hilarious. It does have some dark humor, but I think it's okay to I think that kind of comedy is funny sometimes. I think it's needed and it's good. Not so much on the R word jokes and stuff, but you know, those are on there. You'll run into them. If you go into 4chan, you're gonna run into stuff like that. So that's why I'm not surprised that you're gonna run into an Excel sheet full of the top 10,000.
It might be more than that. Y'all can correct me in the comments. Use that First Amendment, right?
Yeah. and the Freedom of Information Act. So you can also you do a FOIA request on people's how much income they make. But the thing is, these people aren't public servants; they're entertainers. Yeah, just 4chan is a wild place like that. We did find out that a lot of people make a lot of money. I'm not surprised. As much as I see, I'm subscribed to not subscribed, but I follow Aiden Ross, and he don't miss a day, and he can't wait to
I'm a
tell.
little surprised about some stuff, and it kind of defeats some people's argument. But we're gonna talk. I'm gonna go over there after you're done with your thing.
And then also Twitch. Twitch gives out the most bans of all time. Every time you look up, somebody's getting banned for some weird thing that probably ain't even have nothing to do with. They don't investigate well. Like sometimes it's stuff that don't even got nothing to do with the actual streamer. And they don't investigate it, just they get reported because that's a whole nother thing. We was talking about people getting called, different names on there, and they don't investigate those accounts. They don't investigate when they ban people, when people just are spam reporting them just for no reason, just being haters or just think it's funny.
Man, House is spam report everybody, bro. House is dangerous out here.
It's crazy. So like,
I
so like
my IP, bro. Ban House, bro.
So with that being said, they doing a whole lot of non-due diligence, stopping people's revenue, only for them to not be doing a due diligence of keeping their stuff secure. So I think they're very lazy and lackluster company, if you ask me.
We support YouTube. Make sure that check mark is green.
We need that,
not yellow.
Yeah. We got a couple flags. We handle that. We talk to them. We talk to them nice. But definitely, man, I just think that this company, they don't do their due diligence when it comes to a lot of stuff. And so that's the problem with Twitch. And if you a big game person or get big person, they still don't even investigate what happened. What happened? He got banned because he was texting and driving, and that was like against terms of service. TOS for the people that understand that.
At least that one was defined. Some of them they just don't even define it. They just like, hey, you banned. He like, what I do?
If you stream,
I saw skin, dog.
I can report you, Zelmay, and they wouldn't even know that we as homies. I'm like, I can email Twitch support and be like, oh no, it was just an experiment. That's actually a really good friend of mine. I reported it, and I was just seeing what I was going to do. He actually was walking his dog the whole stream. So
y'all just
let me know that y'all don't investigate nothing.
Yo, I want people to understand something. Just imagine if somebody hacked your job and put your pay out there. Like if you work at Walmart and they just put your pay out there, like how so and so made $19,000, everybody, and then somebody else makes $60,000, everybody be like, let me. The hood would go crazy if they reported everybody in the hood, man.
Oh man, what if they did? Oh man, what if they hacked? What if they hacked the hustle? Man,
all the gang members got like Excel sheets somewhere.
That'll be hilarious. Like the police would be like, we was looking at him this long. He's made $10,000 in 5 years.
Yo, imagine you working at a place and somebody got the same job as you, but they somehow make a lot more money than you, and you find out how much commotion.
Oh, and best believe I'm side-eyeing the person if I think I'm better than him at the job. Every time I see him, and I'm corporate. I'm skipping managers and everything.
Everybody sitting there like, oh, they both make. And they tell you make $10 hour, but the other person make 15, and y'all get the same amount of hours. And then at the end of the year, you realize they made almost like 50% higher than what you made. And you be like, I've been here longer. Oh, but that's the district manager's cousin's niece. So you know a lie was told somewhere.
Well, can you at least track that a little bit though when it comes to Twitch? Like, hey, I got this many subscribers.
Well, you can, but that's a lot of work. And then the way they rotate is kind of hard. That's why it's so hard to do. Because like randomly on October 7th, you can lose 200 subscribers, and then October 11th you can gain 500. But then on October 12th you can lose 300 more. So you have to literally check every day, or you have to literally count every sub. Like it
The
ain't
numbers
just gonna be
are there.
consistent.
The numbers are there, and if they can find the Zodiac killer, quote unquote, yeah, that's big news. That's also trending. They found who the Zodiac killer was, quote unquote.
Then they said they didn't. So I'm really, that's why I was gonna do a What's New 99 on that. By the way, What's New 99 is coming out soon. I gotta tell y'all about the guy who kidnapped 27 people and made them play Yahtzee for 36 hours. It's gonna be a good show.
That ain't Zell Theory.
Nah, it's a What's New 99 news because Florida apparently is going crazy. So I'm gonna have to report on Florida news this weekend. So be prepared for that tomorrow, probably.
Gone crazy or just is crazy? Because I mean, I've been convinced for a while now.
I don't know how, man. Like, just imagine. I'm gonna talk about this show. I'm kind of spoiling the show, but if you listen this far, you good. Just imagine a dude like, just imagine you go to jail and they be like, "What you going to jail for? Kidnapping? What you make him do? Was it like trafficking? Nah, I made him play Yahtzee. We played Yahtzee for 36 hours." I'm like, bro, you in jail for kidnapping people and making them play Yahtzee. That's the most Florida story I've ever heard.
It sounds like a dare, man. Do you like man? You know what? Let me tell you about me. I'm about to be screaming A. Smith for a second. Let me tell you about me. When I lay in my bed, I do think of some weird shit. I'm pretty sure. I just don't see how that would ever come to mind. And that specific of people in that specific game.
Why would you play Yahtzee?
I can't imagine kidnapping anybody. I can't think of a reason why. And I can't even think of myself laying in my bed or just taking a cat nap on my couch and thinking about, I can't on my highest days. I don't even smoke. But back when I did, I thought of some crazy stuff. I thought about the universe and how I pertain to it and what's my role in it. And then you got this dude that just like, man, I'm about to kidnap some people and make them play Yahtzee. And I not only just make them play Yahtzee, but like this specific number and for this X amount of hours.
It's wild, bro. And by the way,
like I ordered Little Caesars the whole too. Like I feel like if you sit around playing Yahtzee for 36 hours, y'all eating Little Caesars. Like
I'm gonna break down that whole story. I'm gonna explain it. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
By the way, that might not even be the craziest story that I got on that show. So really watch that. And by the way, Kodak Black said Megan Thee Stallion owe him something about something, and then he deletes his Twitter tonight. So apparently Kodak is just expressing his First Amendment right, and then people express their First Amendment right back, and then he deletes his Twitter. So express your First Amendment right in these comments, and then scream at that like button and that notification bell. Hit that follow button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all those other things.
Hold on, was it like one more thing on that Twitch thing? Hold on. No, that was just it. Hey man, I figured out Twitch background stuff and playing 2K21. So if y'all want to see some old last gen basketball or Red Dead Redemption, hit me up, Unico Williams.
Yeah, and he won't talk to you on chat.
I gotta figure out how to see my chat at the same time.
And he plays loud music, so you can't really hear. What's that mean? Was that me? That was me. Okay, Joe. The game is too loud or something. I don't know. What was your problem?
So you playing League of Legends? You're playing League of Legends, and you got Mona Lisa by Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne playing in the background. Everybody's just
playing Fortnite, and I got a dub with my little kid Solar dad. Shout out to Solar,
That's
bro.
2 dubs. That's 2 dubs because that song is amazing. Mona Lisa is.
I just realized
great.
3 of my little sisters is Hispanic, and one of them is like Arab. I need a black little sister. I do got one. Sin. Shout out to Sin. I got 5. There we go. Sin. I ain't talked to Sin in a long time. She went to college and she just deleted the internet almost. So shout out to Sin. Sin amazing. Shout out to Sin. But yeah.
Shout out to Sakura.
So shout out to the whole gang. We going through. We gonna get through a backseat game, and it's this weekend. Me and Joe got a ridiculous story that I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing because, well, not a lot of editing. It's just I gotta edit this one word that they can say over and over again. But it's hilarious. The first episode of the overall 99 ENT version of ZerryX. On my personal channel, I got ZerryX already, but I ain't did it in like a year, and I didn't have the logo and all that cool stuff I got now. So that show will probably be out either today, if it ain't already out, or it'll be out tomorrow. So be on the lookout. That Joe, that was hilarious. That y'all gonna drop. So we gonna do silly stuff like that. Me and Joe might do TikToks on Sunday or Monday or whatever. We'll just find some random TikToks or some random funny Twitter videos, and we react to random Karens doing wild stuff like we did today.
There's your hint.
And do you hear me? Have you heard? I don't know when they coming back, but they will be back. We did one on Urban Meyer. Beat up for that. I'm just plugging you. We got a new show with Trail coming, a sports show, so be on the mind for that. He got his own thing going. If you ain't told, we got a ridiculous amount of shows.
Yeah.
We a whole media company now. Like we just said, screw it. Let's just go for all out media. So, and people are liking it because the views keep going up on most of the stuff. So
yeah, so if you're watching right now, appreciate y'all, man, for real.
Yes.
That's dope as shit.
Especially if you lasted the whole 56 minutes. I know it'd be rough sometimes. But make us some background music. And again, one last time, make sure that First Amendment is being used in the comments to help that algorithm.
Oh. Hold on. Oh, this is my favorite part because it's after the 2 minutes. Oh, no, actually, no, it doesn't matter anymore. I fucking love the First Amendment.
There you go. Tell them where that American flag at. Y'all see it. Shout out to my daddy. He's a veteran. R.I.P. to good soldier, Vietnam War veteran. All right.
To the people that they oath to the Constitution.
Yeah, we out here.
Not January 6th that still have yet to go tried. Have been tried, but y'all trying to try Jamario Moon. And you know what happens when you get under the basket with Jamario Moon? You get dunked on.
He's getting dunked on right now for $20,000. And remember to keep stamping. Why? Because I'm probably going to make this thumbnail about NBA logo in a jail cell. So this probably going to be this logo because this is what most of this episode about.
Oh, make the Toronto Raptors mascot a prison guard. Put a little cop hat on.
Oh yeah, I bet he already got one. I'm gonna find that and put it. So that's gonna be dope. Thank you for that idea. That's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, Canadian Mountie up there. Yeah. They probably got one even that.
Yeah, we'll do something with Toronto related. Put the NBA behind a jail cell with Twitch or something. So we'll do something fun with it. You know, I like to. I'm having fun with the thumbnails lately, and it ain't even taking me long to do, so I'm enjoying it. But again, something amazing will happen because I said keep thumping along.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Peace.